Hey, what's up guys? It's Skullzi here. I decided to teleport really quick from the future because I got tired of waiting for Starfield, so I just kinda figured out teleportation technology so I could play it sooner. It's a pretty awesome game. I don't feel like doing this video. I'm gonna go back to playing Starfield. Later, everybody.
Bye, have a great time.
Hello and how's it going everyone? It is Skullzi here with yet another Bethesda News Roundup video, where I break down the most recent Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation. I have a few interesting things to talk about today. There's yet another Bethesda lawsuit, only this time instead of involving Fallout 76, this one involves Fallout 4 somehow. And we have yet another insider leak, except this time it's about the release date of Starfield, and I have a couple other small things to talk about in today's video as well. But let's not waste any more time and get to today's information. The first thing I want to talk about is I kind of want to follow up with a tweet I made a little bit before I started to record the audio for this video, or I guess the video and audio for this video, either, whatever. A little bit ago I tweeted this and I just kind of wanted to mention it in today's video as well because, to my surprise, I wasn't in the know that a bunch of other people were being told about all of this Bethesda and Microsoft stuff. I got a little bit of information from an inside source, and then all of a sudden everyone else did too at the same time. And because of this, I kind of imagine that Bethesda maybe wanted this to happen, because it would be strange for all of these different people, different YouTubers and insiders alike, and just journalists in general, to all say that they've heard that there's going to be some kind of Microsoft and Bethesda video happening at some point soon, and on top of that, that we'll hear about Starfield at some point soon, within the next few months as well. Some people have been saying we'll hear about Starfield and stuff in March, but I haven't heard that directly. I just heard that something's gonna happen within a few months. However, I do expect there to be some sort of video in March showcasing the future of Bethesda and Microsoft's partnership working together. Whether or not there's gonna be anything Starfield related in March, I haven't heard. Some people claim they have, but I just know we're gonna get something within a few months, one way or another, and I guess March might be that time, but my estimation is that it'll be closer to that E3 season in June or May or something like that. That's basically everything I wanted to say about that. Let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about in today's video. Ow! Why do my glasses hurt when they just magically appear in my face? Why do I keep doing such a dumb joke? So many confusing things. The next thing I want to talk about comes from an insider named Nate Drake. And no, even though the picture shows, I guess, Nathan Drake, it's not a video game character. It's actually not a video game character, believe it or not, with this information. It's a person just using that character. Wow, crazy, right? But either way, Nate Drake is a trusted insider, I guess, over at Reset Era in regards to specifically Bethesda and Starfield information. They trust Nate Drake over there. I don't know anything about whether or not we should trust Nate Drake, and like I said about anything involving insiders or just inside statements, take this with a grain of salt. But on a thread that was talking about another insider statement, Jeff Grubb, there's so much talk from insiders lately about this. I feel like I'm saying insider so many times that I just want to rip my tongue out and nail it into my forehead. But Nate Drake says there has been a strong hope and desire to have Starfield launch this year, or at least that is what Nate heard from their inside sources or whatever. And they said that how major the impacts due to COVID have been on Starfield is anyone's guess, but 2021 was the intended release year for Starfield as of a few months ago. And this basically goes along the same lines with what other people claim to have heard as well from their inside sources. I feel like all anyone is talking about lately is inside sources and stuff. It's kind of crazy how quickly the entire tone of Starfield has shifted towards statements from people who claim to have heard things from inside sources. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I think that's a sign that Bethesda probably wanted this to happen. I think that all of this happening is kind of crazy, because I think that the reason all these people are talking about Starfield all of a sudden is because Bethesda low-key wanted that to happen. If we pay attention to other Bethesda games, it seems like there generally is some sort of leak close to when the game is announced or officially showcased, and not just like tease to us with a 30-second teaser trailer for 2 or 3 years, Todd. But another insider claims to have inside information about Starfield, only this time it's that the game is supposed to come out in 2021 as of a few months ago. So unless something has changed behind the scenes in the last few months or in the next coming months, I guess, then we should expect Starfield in 2021 like a bunch of other people have been saying, and kind of like how I've been saying as well. But let's move on to the next thing in today's video, which comes to us from 4chan, so I'm probably just going to talk about this for like 30 seconds because it's one of those old-fashioned 4chan leaks like Garbage Can used to make, but you can see PlayStation 5 fan. Ooh, we already are getting a rhetoric here. They say the future of Bethesda according to someone on 4chan. Or I guess that's the person on Reddit that posted this, and this is the actual 4chan leak. So PlayStation 5 fan isn't the person who posted this leak, but I'm not going to edit that out of the video because I thought I was dumb and silly. But you can see that according to random 4chan leaker person whose grandpa is Bethesda, they say Doom will become Xbox exclusive. ESO and Fallout 76 will stay multi-platform with Xbox and PC getting timed DLC. Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, and Starfield will remain multi-platform. Wolfenstein 3 will be the last multi-platform Wolfenstein game, and all future ZeniMax games will be put on Game Pass. And to be honest, I think that this leak just exists because it's a safe bet, but I just wanted to share this because this is just easier for me to show you what I think is going to happen, because this is what I think is most likely to happen. Is it possible for Starfield and TES6 to be fully Microsoft exclusive? Yes, but according to this person who claims their grandpa is Bethesda and that they have inside information, I kind of agree with what they typed up here, and the only reason I'm sharing it is because they typed up my own thoughts for me. So don't believe them, don't take this with a grain of salt, because I don't want you to even pay attention to this leak. Just this is what I think is going to happen. Here you go. Let's move on to the next thing. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about in today's video has to do with a Fallout 4 lawsuit. Of all things, we just had a somewhat of a resolution to that Fallout 76 class action lawsuit, but it seems like Bethesda can't escape Judge Judy and just courtroom drama right now. And there is a Fallout 4 lawsuit that has actually been going on since, I guess, it looks to be as early as 2016. And basically this sums up the lawsuit right here. Simply put, Bethesda sold a season pass in regards to Fallout 4, with the understanding that it was going to give the holders of the season pass any and all future DLC content created for Fallout 4 from that point forward for free, or basically because you subscribe to the season pass. This is something that's commonplace now, and I feel like most gamers already understand this concept. But to continue on, the basis of the lawsuit is they released that limited amount of DLC, and obviously they gave it to you, or they gave it to people who held the season pass for free, except there came a second batch of DLC and content, and it was Creation Club content, and they, or at least the person that filed the lawsuit, believed that they artificially removed it from the definition of DLC, and therefore you weren't able to get all Creation Club content for free regarding the season pass. Now, this is a strange situation, right? Because what's the line between DLC and whatever the Creation Club content is, at least in the eyes of a regular gamer that's not as invested into the gaming industry and how stuff works. However, from my point of view, I do understand the drawing of the line in the sand here, because Creation Club content is not made by Bethesda employees. It's sold by Bethesda with the consent of people that made those mods and that content. Now, that's a separate thing from Bethesda making DLC themselves and then saying because you gave them money, they're going to give you that DLC for free. If you give them money for Season Pass, it's not a direct link to modders who aren't hired or being paid by Bethesda to create the content. They're being paid by Bethesda their share of the revenue sold from the Creation Club store, but they're not actually getting paid to create content. It's a strange situation to explain to a father of a gamer, which looks like is the main person behind this lawsuit. But apparently, I guess, this lawsuit is gaining traction. More people are joining this class action lawsuit, and it kind of makes me wonder if we're going to hear more about this in the days to come, because since Microsoft gave Bethesda all that money, that $7.6 billion, I am sure Bethesda would kind of just want to settle this stuff low-key, so it doesn't like cause that much drama and doesn't link Microsoft to these lawsuits, because I don't think Microsoft would want to be like associated with these things either. Not that that's probably even going to happen, or that Microsoft are having those thoughts, but I know it's going to be something people bring up. But either way, I'm sure we're going to get some kind of resolution settled behind the scenes where these people just get paid some kind of lump sum, like we saw with the Fallout 76 lawsuit that was recently settled. Either way, that's everything everything I want to talk about in today's video. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, and subscribe so you can stay in the know when it comes to the latest gaming news. And as always, if you want to help grow the channel and the community, be sure to share the content, share the channel, share the video, get people to subscribe, because the YouTube algorithm really doesn't help push content that is underneath 100,000 subscribers. So the channel kind of grows pretty slowly. However, since I've been asking you all to share the content, the channel's been growing a lot faster. So huge thank you, much appreciated. Keep doing what you're doing, and speaking of appreciation, huge shout out to these amazing people for going above and beyond to bring you content like this. If you want to get your name added to this list and get a permanent future video shout out in every single one of my future videos after I update this list, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time. What are all these insiders inside of anyway? Is it a Deathclaw Fallout Frontier? Is that what you're inside of?
It just works.